Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for coming. It's a really treat to be here in New York City. Oh my gosh, we are so excited to be here. As you know, I'm Greg Meng, executive in charge of production for Days, and also now co-author of the book, Days of Our Lives, 45 Years of Celebration in Photos. I'm here with my co-author, Eddie Campbell.
Eddie on the end.
Right here, Eddie. Right here.
Gosh, this is like the red carpet.
Yeah. How about that?
And we're fortunate enough to have been able to release a few of our cast members from our busy schedule back in Burbank to be here to join us for this book signing. The first one is Crystal Chappell. And the next one is Shawn Christian. And here is Deidre Hall.
You guys start on this end.
Right here.
You guys know something I don't? No one told me. Nobody. You're all looking at me. Is there a truth that should be told? I don't know. Well, hell hath no fury like a man betrayed. I will need a lobotomy. Yeah, when this comes, but it is extraordinary. I mean, the consequences, oh my God, the repercussions affects everyone in Salem. So they've done a great job of giving me some wonderful torturing me. Yeah, a great job of torturing me. Thank you. I don't know what I'll find out.
You guys will have to wait and see.
That was from you? Which is something you'd like to share with me about my life? I just want to take pictures and laugh at my face.
Okay, and our next.
Want to do the lobotomy? I could do my own lobotomy, I think.
And Deidre, you have the next question here. This is from Gary Miller from New York. Do you plan on making any future appearances on Days?
Anybody else ask that? Surprised me. I've been asked that a few times lately, and I don't have any plans to go back to Days.
A few times. Oh my gosh.
Thank you for asking. I've been asked if I would go to a different soap. The answer is no. I would go back to Days if I were to go to a daytime show. It's a sense. He's all in favor. But it was a great run. It was 32 years. I had a wonderful time. It was a brilliant family, a brilliant home, and I have no plans to go back to Days at this point.
But stay tuned. Who knows?
And Greg, is it true that the show was picked up for 2 more years?
Yes, 2 more years. We're good until September of 2013. And if the ratings hold, even another year after that.
And Eddie Campbell, how did you decide which photos would go in the book?
That was actually a lot of hard decisions. Going through all of the NBC archives, boxes and boxes of archives, I looked at it as a fan of the show. What would I want to see in the book? So we were very sensitive to make sure that we went all the way back. There's amazing black and white photos from 1965, from the first week the show started taping. So there was so much material. It was hard to pick the photos, but I looked at it through the eyes of a fan.
Thank you. And Crystal, what is your favorite scene so far in the year since being back at Days?
I've got a lot of good stuff. I like working with this guy and Molly Burnett. I like the whole family thing going on. And I certainly like kissing on bow. What else do I like? I just like being there.
Perfect. Deidre, during tapings of the show, what bloopers or funny things have happened behind the scenes that the fans would not know about?
you remember a show where Roman was staying overnight to protect me and he was sleeping in? Well, for dress rehearsal of that scene, the prop man and I got together, and before he jumped into bed, we filled it with warm water. I stood backstage long enough to see it start to happen, then I began to run. And I almost made it to my dressing room, but not quite. And then I went in the shower. So I had to blow my hair out again and get redressed and all that. But there was a lot of nonsense that went on behind the scenes, especially with John Delancey. Eugene? Yes. Oh, save me.
Thank you. Eddie, the Christmas tradition has become a standard for the show. Is it featured in the book?
I get the sentimental question? Okay. I don't know if you have all had a chance to look through the book, but I know how special the Christmas episodes are to the fans, to the cast and the crew, to everyone involved. So for the first time in the history of the show, the Horton ornaments are featured up close and personal for the first time ever. And who else to be decorating the tree but Alice? And sort of this whole concept of the book behind the scenes and opening the stage doors, the interesting thing, and we show this in the book, only the prop master on the show is allowed to handle the ornaments. So when you see the actors placing the ornaments, they're not really placing them. So we feature that in the book as well. We're showing you guys everything.
Thank you.
Everything.
Everything.
And on that note, Shawn, what would you do?
How am I talking?
What would you do in real life if you found out that you had a daughter?
Oh, I'd cry. I would cry. I mean, it depends on where it came from, I guess, right? Some lady comes up, I have your daughter. Sorry, I'll be going now. But I have people on the street now running across the street and going, it's not your baby! I'm like, and the people around me are like, really? Yeah, I do. People are randomly yelling and running me down the street, going, it's not your baby. What are you talking about?
And Deidre, your book, Kitchen Close-Up with Deidre Hall, what was the inspiration for writing that book?
Kitchen Close-Up came out of a 40-year friendship with myself and Lynn Bowman. If you have the book, her picture's on the back. And we had sat down over many, many years to write this book. And as I think we talked about in the book, either Oprah came on, or the dog got out, or something happened, and we just never got to it. And so this year we got to it, and there are a number of other books coming behind it. So if you enjoy it, there will be more.
Thank you. And Greg, how did you come up with the idea for the book, and what has it been like breaking what we would call the proverbial fourth wall?
Actually, we were approaching the 45th anniversary, and we had a deal with Sourcebooks Publishers to do a series of books. And so I was thinking, Days of Our Lives has been in people's living rooms for 45 years. So why don't we do something to show them or bring them into our living room, behind the scenes of the show, to show how we all live from day to day and create and put the show together, the family of Days of Our Lives. So that's basically the concept.
Yeah, we got a good system. We got the lockdown. Thanks for having me out. I think I'm going to be talking to Bill or something.
You're all on camera.
Oh my God. We got a good doctor here. Yes. Lucky you. You got to get a record, right? And Deirdre's wonderful.